6 rounds at welterweight coming your way now. This is Misheelt Battumur joining us from Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia. It's a pro debut for him. Bronze at the World Championships last year. Lost to Asakuja Mudikujayev in the semi-finals, who went on to win gold and who may be about to do exactly the same thing in the Paris Olympics. Battumur boxed in the 2021 World Championships as well. Went out in the early stages, a Mongolian champion. And a good fighter.
Дамы и господа, приветствуйте на пути в золотой угол ринга из Уфы, Россия, Danis Gabdrafikov!
And Battumur will be up against the home fighter, Danis Gabdrafikov, 3-0 as a pro. Made his debut back in 2021 and then had a couple of fights last year. Last fight actually was a majority decision win over 4 rounds. That was in November in Moscow against Matvey Golovanev. This is his first 6 rounder. Did box for Russia as an amateur. Boxed in that code earlier this year, actually, losing a fight to Ruslan Abdullayev of Uzbekistan.
Дамы и господа, нас ожидает 6 раундов весовой категории до 67 килограммов. Боксеру в черном углу 27 лет. Его рост 173 сантиметра, официальный вес 67 килограммов ровно. Мастер спорта международного класса, бронзовый призер чемпионата мира в Ташкенте из Улан-Батора, Монголия, Misheelt Battumur. Боксеру в золотом углу 25 лет, рост 170 сантиметров, а вес 66,5 килограмма. Мастер спорта России, двукратный чемпион Приволжского федерального округа, победитель Спартакиады России с профессиональным рекордом 3 боя, 3 победы, одна из них нокаутом, из Уфы, Россия, Danis Gabdrafikov!
Okay, guys, watch your head, no punches back, no low blow, no holding. Listen to my command, touch your glove, and good luck.
Luca Vadalonga stepping back into the middle again for this one. I think this is going to be a good match. I'm not seeing loads of Gabdrafikov. I've seen more of Battumur. Not much to say about the tail of the tape there. Obviously, Battumur has had a really good amateur career. Gabdrafikov, maybe not quite such an impressive one, but it's difficult to become a #1, a #2, a #3 even in Russia. The competition is so fierce. He's had the more experience in the pro ring, but how much that really counts for, we'll have to wait and see. So Gabdrafikov in the white, he's boxing as a southpaw. Battumur in the black, in the orthodox stance. He's scheduled for 6. Let's try and wing on with a big lead left hook there. Battumur, it was well wide of the target. Neither really in range yet, early stages though. A minute gone in round 1. Left to the body has landed a couple of times for Gabdrafikov. Battumur's guard is quite high. You look at it there, his elbows are away from that rib cage. There's quite a lot to aim at there if you're Gabdrafikov.
Hey, come on,
Heads almost cracking together on the inside there. Gabdrafikov just pinning the arm there of Battumur, but leaving himself just enough room to dig into the body with that right hand. into the final minute of round one. After this fight, we've got Artur Surbankulov against Roland Garros. Surbankulov defending that IBA European title over 8 rounds at lightweight. That's the top of the bill. Seen some good performances tonight. And both of these two looking to put one on in this contest. Not much in this opening round. Reaching for the right hand. Left hand to the body's probably won the round for Gabdrafikov, I would say. Both have just been slightly out of range, but that left to the body has made it to the target enough times, and again there. Caught Battumur with a nice right hand as he came forward there. He's had the better of that opening round, I think, the Russian fighter in the white. Just bouncing on the balls of his feet a bit there, slightly in and out with the feet, and then looks to try and close the distance. And there you see him again there, just moving that lead left hand, looks for the jab, hooks off the jab. Meanwhile, Gabdrafikov, less movement, but you see him just creep in with that front foot. There he goes, just inching forward with it. If you look down at the canvas there, he's just gradually taking that space, tapping each other's lead hands, and then he'll look for that left hand to the body. He's landed it so many times because, as I mentioned at the start, the guard is quite high from Battumur. The elbows are well away from the rib cage, and so it's there, it's on offer pretty much all of the time. It's not wildly exciting, but Gabdrafikov is able to land a scoring punch whenever he throws it. Left hand again there, straight down the middle. That was more towards the chin from Gabdrafikov. Just stepped out, got that lead foot on the outside of Battumur's lead foot.
Turn around.
Closing stages of round two. And similar to the first round, this second round. And there's that left to the body again. He's won the fight with that left to the body so far, and he will continue to win the fight with it. Interesting to see if he wants to be a bit more expansive. I expect he will. But at the minute, he's just put those first 2 rounds in his pocket, I think. Gabdrafikov, mainly just by inching him with that front foot, dipping his knees and throwing that left hand straight into the chest, stomach of Battumur. Time just dipped off to his right hand side and threw it over the top. Battumur catched him with the right hand there. Jab up top, left hand to the body, always a good combination. Into the 3rd round, Gabdrafikov, local fighter, boxing out of Ufa, he's in the white. Misheelt Battumur of Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, in the black.
Stop! Hey, don't turn around. Box!
There's that left again, just dips off to his right hand side, throws it. Battumur leads up with the right hand, and he's pinned the left hand there of Gabdrafikov, and the referee's having a quick word with him. They eventually work it out between the two of them. There's not loads in this. Gabdrafikov, I think, is quite clearly won those first couple. Battumur's problem really is that as he's inching into range, he's always open to that left hand, and it's a scoring punch firstly, and secondly it just knocks him back and he has to reset and start again. He has to just try and do something to not make that quite as easy for Gabdrafikov, really. Because it's a double whammy, it's a scoring punch, a really easy punch for the judges to see, and it stops him in his tracks. Gabdrafikov really doesn't need to do any more than just take it when it's on offer. As I said, he probably will want to crank things up and be more expansive and please the crowd a bit. He's in front of a home crowd after all, but he really doesn't need to. In terms of winning the fight, he doesn't need to. In terms of providing a spectacle, he does need to.
No punches back, no more.
Luka Badalonga is possibly just losing a little bit of patience here, saying that Battumur has given Gabdrafikov one round the back of the head there. They both actually landed quite solid punches just then. Right hand was maybe a little bit low there from Battumur, but the shot before that just caused Gabdrafikov to rock back onto his heels slightly. I think there might have been a little bit of a clash of the front feet. I did wonder for a split second whether he'd really felt one, but I don't think that was the case. into the second half of the fight then. They're scheduled for 6 at welterweight. Danis Gabdrafikov is in the white. Misheelt Battumur in the black. Gabdrafikov, by my reckoning, has won these first 3 rounds. As I was saying, there's not been a huge margin of victory in either one. He's just managed to pick the better punches. Hooking off the jab again there, Battumur, and walked straight onto a nice stiff, straight left hand that this time landed to the head rather than the body. He's trying to bring the heat more in this round, Battumur. I think the corner would have told him, listen, you're down, so you need to do something about this. It's not been a dirty fight, but they both had their transgressions every now and again. Sitting down on that left hand a bit more there. Gabdrafikov looking to do some damage, steps into that one as well. Maybe a bit too much. He's looking for that left to the head. That headshot more now, Gabdrafikov. In the second half, he's, as I suspected he would do, looking to send that left straight down the middle and do some damage rather than land it to the body. Battumur has definitely looked to increase the pace in this 4th round, but hasn't had too much success with it. Straight right hand there from Battumur. It's a slightly disjointed fight because Battumur in particular, when he attacks, looks to spring forward, throw 2, maybe 3, and then he kind of falls in and the 2 fighters come together. And then the referee ends up getting in and splitting them apart. So the rhythm to this one has tended to be a touch staccato at times. Hasn't really flowed. Little nick on the left eyelid there of Gabdrafikov, and that is sore because the blood can go straight into the eye and you quite simply cannot stop yourself from blinking your eyes, obviously. So the irritation it causes is constant, really. That could have been how that was caused there. Nice long left hand. Big overhand right from Battumur was a decent shot. He really committed to it.
Seconds up.
Okay.
Two rounds remaining. Battumur just trying to keep that head on the move, and that is decent head movement, but he's well out of range as he's doing it there. He needs to do that as he's on the way forward. You quite often see that with fighters. Nicely just moving his weight between feet, moving that head, but then when they actually move in, the head stops moving. And it's at that point that it's most important that it does move. saw the wide swinging right hand coming there. Gabdrafikov managed to avoid it. Nice straight right hand, left hand rather, down the middle. I'm sure he would absolutely love to finish really strong these final 2 rounds, Gabdrafikov, but I think he'll realise that Battumur is quite awkward. He's still pretty ambitious. He's winning the fight, Gabdrafikov, but he doesn't need to do anything silly here. That's really the only way this can go wrong. I think it's just a case of box these rounds, get the win on points, never mind really trying to go after him. Nothing has happened to suggest that he might be able to get the stoppage in the just over 4 minutes that are remaining. That's assuming that the judges are seeing this the way that I'm seeing it. It's been competitive, absolutely, but Gabdrafikov has just landed better shots throughout the course of the fight so far. This is probably Battumur's best round. Lovely long straight left hand there from Gabdrafikov. The crowd enjoyed that one. Battumur took it well. There's a big, wide, swinging right hand, and he's unlikely to land that, to be honest, because he sees it, Gabdrafikov, coming from right at the back of the hall. He landed the overhand right earlier, but he was a lot tighter, dipped his left shoulder, and it wasn't nearly as easy to pick up. So 1 round remaining here. There it is. That big overhand right, the straight left hand that got through there from Gabdrafikov. And that's the punch that's done all the heavy lifting for him in this fight. Earlier rounds it was to the body. Since halfway it's been more up towards the head, but that straight left and the uppercut there, but again it's the left hand.
Финальный 6-й раунд и ваша поддержка, Уфа!
Sixth and final round. Good jab to start things off with there from Gabdrafikov. Battumur still coming forward. Now, it's been boxed at a decent pace, this. Neither one of these two looks like they're feeling it in any way.
Hold it, Russia, hold it. Break!
Decent right hand there from Battumur. And we'll keep trying to bring the heat right up until the very end. Midway through round 6. Personally, I think he needs something pretty spectacular in the final minute and a half of this contest if he's going to win it. You can make a stronger case for him in rounds 5 and 6 so far than I think in rounds 1 to 4. So it could be that he gets something on the board in the later stages here, Battumur, but Gabdrafikov with that left hand, and again there it comes shooting through the middle. Not absolutely clean, but clean enough. Closing stages of our penultimate fight of the night. One more to come after this. Artur Subhankulov against Roland Garros. Over 8 rounds at lightweight. And they'll get a big ovation at the end here. Gabdrafikov, as a hometown fighter, Subhankulov is exactly the same thing, so they've saved those two for last. And the bell goes at the end of the 6th and final round. Decent display that from Gabdrafikov, I think, against an awkward opponent who was always looking to come forward and try and get something done. He had to make sure that he did enough to not really offer him too much encouragement. And breathing quite heavily at the end there, I think. Certainly for me, he's done enough, but he did bring some pressure there, Battumur.
Дамы и господа, прежде чем мы узнаем имя победителя, ваши аплодисменты обоим участникам этого ярчайшего боя. И в этом поединке единогласным решением судей победу по очкам одержал Danis Gabdrafikov.
Our MC, Alexander Zarokov, just building up the tension there with a nice little pause before he announced the winner. But Gabdrafikov, I think, would always have been confident. I don't think that would have made him nervous. And as I've been saying, it was a decent performance against an opponent who brought it. He wasn't especially eye-catching, but it can't always be. And he moves on to 4-0.